The mother of a 15-year-old boy who was killed by a speeding driver in 2018 is urging parents to talk to their children about organ donation.
Yeah, Debbie Enever donated her son Dan's organs because they had had a conversation before he died. And that decision has now helped save the lives of 3 other people. Debbie's been speaking to our reporter, Nicola Rees.
Welcome to the Bereaved Parents Club podcast. I'm your host, Debbie Enever. And
it's the club no parent wants to join, surviving the death of a child. For Debbie, podcasting has been therapy since she lost her son Dan in 2018.
There was that moment when I turned up to look for him and realised that there were just police cars there, and nothing prepares you for the sight of your child lying on a gurney in A&E with their head in a brace and intubated to help them breathe. Nothing prepares you for something as horrific as that.
Dan was killed by a speeding van driver. He died in Sheffield Children's Hospital. On that day, Debbie made a decision that saved the lives of 3 other people.
Hiya, come on in.
All right?
I'm all right, come in, Paul.
Right, no?
She agreed to donate her son's organs. Paul Neal is forever grateful for the kidney he received from Dan.
I probably might have been dead now. I do think about Dan. I haven't forgot about Dan, which I don't think I'll ever will. And Debbie, we've been in touch for the last 5 years. But when she gives me a cuddle, she always cuddles me a bit tighter. I think it's because Dan's kidney's in me.
Dan and I had conversations about organ donation from him being relatively little. And Dan was very much of the opinion that, look, if I'm dead, I don't need it, somebody else can have it. That was his approach.
Well, what can I say about Dan? We've never met him, but we feel like we've known him all his life since Paul got his kidney and since we met up with Debbie. We've got a great friendship out of it, and that's nice when you get that friendship.
I love that one.
Yeah, looks a character there.
He does. I mean, and that was just such a natural photo.
Yeah.
Debbie's been using writing to help her cope with grief, and this is the result, her first published book. She coined the word midowed to describe a mother who's lost a child.
I'd like to think that it will help other bereaved parents to recognise their own experiences, and also I'd like to think that it will give them a little bit of hope, because I did survive the unsurvivable. There is hope.
Through her podcast and her book, Debbie hopes to encourage other families to talk about organ donation, something she knows Dan would be proud of. Nicola Rees, BBC News.
Yes, difficult conversations to have, but really worthwhile, and a really important message from Debbie. Wonderful woman for being able to share that with us, so thank you very much.